What's up, Herd? Today is September 4th. My name is Aaron, and this is your market update. Let's get into the charts. I'm going to go deep dive into Bitcoin on multiple time frames, and then we'll get into some of the other coins as well as the elephant money ecosystem. So let's jump on into it. Let's start on the daily for Bitcoin as we normally do here. I do want to just talk about where we're going here and what we have to look forward to after we get through September. I do think September, historically, for both stocks. In fact, this morning I read that that since the World War II, September has been down historically month over month on average, at least 0.8%. So that means historically September is negative for equities or stocks, and has definitely been bearish for crypto in general. And I don't expect that to change. So let's just get prepared for it, right? I don't see Bitcoin going to all-time highs this month. However, we could see a return up to, possibly 60,000, maybe even 65,000 before heading one more time down. And I do think we do have one more time to go, guys. We have one more wick to the downside, maybe a flash crash. We'll see what happens. As long as we don't get any crazy macro black swans, guys, I think we're going to be okay here. But I do think we could come down as far as the golden pocket here, around $44,000. And this golden pocket is based on the upswing that we had starting back in October of last year. So a full year of Fibonacci retrace would get us back to the 0.61 to 0.65 range, which is the golden pocket on the Fibonacci retracement, which would bring us all the way back down to 44,000. Now we have wicked as far down as 49,000. If we get down to 44, 43, somewhere in there, we will complete that Fibonacci retracement back to the golden pocket, which is what I am, worst case scenario in my opinion should be. We also have this upward ascending trend line here, guys, so this is a possibility as well. But if we get below 38,000, I would be really, really surprised, especially as we get into later into this month and into October. And I just don't think there's enough time unless we have a black swan, guys. That would bring us down significantly from here. So that would be another 30% all the way down to 38,000, 39,000, somewhere in there. And then let's see what the trajectory would be if we were to go to the golden pocket here. Yeah, that's another 21, 22%. So I think we're pretty safe above 44,000, guys. So be careful if you're leveraged on this. Make sure that you add some liquidity to make sure that we don't come down below 44,000. I'm going to talk about what that looks like on Ethereum, as well as most of my Ethereum is being landed as I'm borrowing a lot of USDC against my Ethereum to either farm or throw into futures or throw into Trunk, guys. So just want to let you know where we could come down in that coin as well. But for now, let's look at a couple different time frames here. Now, I do want to look at the weekly for Bitcoin as well, just to give you a better overall look here. I do think like this green ascending support here is our kind of drop dead for this bull market, guys. As long as we're above this trend line here, that will likely extend out to at least August of 25. I do think we're going to be safe. I think we've got a lot of room to grow here, guys. We had money flow come in hard into the end of 2023 here, and then start dumping in early 2024. And we have been coming down since then. And then we had this nice little bounce up back in the month of July, but then have been downtrending since. Now for the immediate short term, let's get into the 4 hour on this and just look at what we've got going on here. Now, whale money flow is low, has been really since the 28th of August. So money flow coming back into the market possibly. We could see a run up here, guys, over the next week before we get into the FOMC meeting, which is going to happen, I believe, on the 17th of September. Which is likely to be a great long-term catalyst, especially if we get a 50 basis point reduction in the interest rates. However, I do think it might be a sell the news event, and we will likely plummet after that, in my opinion, heading back down to the last lows of this correction that we have been seeing over the last couple of months here. Let's get into Ethereum here, and again, we're going to just stay on the 4 hour, as I do think this is going to be the most relevant for the next couple of days, maybe even a week here. I do see whale money flow coming back into Ethereum, so we could get back up to 2600 before we crash down one more time. And as far as a crash on Ethereum goes, guys, I do think we'll stop out around 1975, maybe wick below it, especially if Bitcoin comes down really, really hard into the last dip that it has. So let's go back out to the daily on this just to give you the same sort of perspective. Let's do the Fibonacci retracement here as well. And let's pull that from here all the way up to the top here. And that gives us a golden pocket of already passed. So we've already passed the golden pocket on this and are kind of sitting right in it. So it's possible that we may stay right in this range, though if Bitcoin does go down, guys, I do expect us to come back down to support around 2100 and then possibly a wick down as far as 19. Maybe, I mean, this would be crazy, guys, but I think we could come down all the way down as far as 1500 if we saw something drastic here. But below 1500 would be insane, as we do have the Ethereum ETFs going on. We've got great fundamentals in Ethereum, and BlackRock and others are really highly investing in Ethereum right now because they will bring tokenization to the blockchain. So let's get into BNB, guys. BNB surprisingly holding steady above $500. Really impressive here. We're kind of seeing a reverse head and shoulders here, so we could have a nice run up. In fact, you can kind of see this on Bitcoin as well, this reverse head and shoulders. So shoulder, head, shoulder. So if we bounce off of 55,000 here, you know, the price trajectory is actually quite up to, you know, heading towards that 70,000 mark, up on the top line resistance here, right around $70 or $68,000. So it's absolutely possible that we start ripping up to that, though macro trends and in general September being bearish, I do expect us to come down first. BNB, again, if we did get a bounce off the head and shoulders here, we could see a price movement of, let's see, let's pull this out here. From that other shoulder, we could be heading towards $690 for the BNB price if we are to confirm a head and shoulders pattern here. Now, I would expect us to come down as far as 475 on this before really creating the other shoulder here. But in general, this looks pretty good, pretty solid actually on BNB. I'm really, really happy to see that. Now, Solana actually up 2% today, but did have a little bit more of a fall yesterday. We're bouncing off the support here at 122. It's great to see these lines holding up super well for us. So 122 being the low for Solana on the current chart, and I do see this bouncing here. Though whale money flow is coming out of this, we could see a dip down to this line here, but I think overall over the next week we really should see a bounce on pricing, probably back up to about 150, 154 on Solana before we see that fake out back to the downside, and then a reversal in the overall market towards the upside again. Now let's get into the elephant money ecosystem, guys. We're down 5% today on Trunk, though I do think we've seen this floor play out pretty solid around 29 cents, which is great to see. We're seeing whale money flow come back into this, which is fantastic, guys. We saw it come out here from the highs around 90 cents all the way down, and we have bottomed out on the money flow. Seeing whale money flow come back into this is really super positive, and this is likely to see a uptrend because of this as well. I'm hoping to see prices come back to at least 40 to 50 cents, guys, over the next week or so. If we do see a crash in the market for Bitcoin, we will probably be less affected in Elephant. As you know, guys, that Elephant money has been fairly market resistant over the history of over the length of its entire history, especially with Elephant before Trunk and now with Trunk. This tends to be a safe haven and a growth period, especially if the market is coming down. So I look forward to seeing what is possible through the rest of September here as we are on the road back to $1 and then some. Now, again, don't forget to onboard your friends using Jupiter Swap. Sign them up with a Phantom wallet, guys. Get them some Solana on their Phantom wallet, and then have them swap either USDC or Solana for Trunk on the Jupiter exchange, guys. But for those of you who are crypto native or have been in the Elephant Money ecosystem for a while, I do recommend that you DCA using Pancake Swap on the BNB side, and then using the Portal Bridge, guys, to get over to the Solana chain. Is outperforming the BNB chain on many metrics, especially adoption, but also transactions per second and cost, guys. So get over there, and then on top of that, you can get into our lending market on Save.Finance, where we have 93% APR on USDC, and I hope soon we'll be able to leverage this again in order to lever our Trunk positions and see some new fireworks in the price of Trunk. With that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more content just like this. I'll see you again on Friday with another market update. Have a great week, and God bless.